Hi guys, so welcome back to another favourites video. Today we have February. February is always kind of a special favourites video for me, not really special, but it was actually the very first video that I uploaded here on YouTube all those many years ago. I think it was in 2012, I want to say, which is getting on for 8 years now. So if anybody wants to watch that and have a good old laugh at my poor YouTube skills, which haven't really improved much since then, to be honest, feel free. So regular favorites video today. I don't actually have a lot of beauty favorites. I have more like outfit favorites, which I'm going to show you guys at the end. I'm going to do something a little bit different. But first, let's talk about my number one favorite, which is this thing here, bullet journaling. I have just been so into this. It's something I've wanted to do for years, and I've never really gotten around to it just because I felt so daunted by the whole like overwhelming world that really is bullet journaling. But I kind of broke it down in the end, and I found a really simplistic way of using it that actually is very me and very useful to the way that I go about planning my day. So I just want to show you kind of like a rough overview of how my month looks. I did a more in-depth kind of flip through a few videos back, so I'll link that up here if you want to go and really see how I've been planning. But I just really enjoy it. I love filling in all my little bits and bobs. The weekly planners I found are really great. This is where I sort of spend most of my time, but also the little things that I've kind of given myself to fill in throughout the month, things like the highlight of my day, which is really nice to look back on. I have a space here, which is where I've been keeping my favorites throughout the month, so I can look back and plan these videos properly. And do you know what? I've also just found a really kind of therapeutic thing to just have a little doodle every so often. If I just want to fill up a page, if I feel like being a bit creative, I can do that in here. So I have really enjoyed this, and I'm already noticing a big difference in my productivity levels when I am planning out my days with my bullet journal. So I had to mention that. Like I said, I will leave the video where I got more in depth about it linked somewhere around here, but I really love it, and it's been something that I'm enjoying a lot this month. So the minimal beauty favorites that I have, let's talk about those next. There's only 3 products here. I had to really scrape these together because I've just fallen into that trap of using the same things over and over again, things that I've told you guys about repeatedly, things that are already in favorites videos. So there wasn't a lot of new stuff to talk about, but I have a couple. First is a skincare product. This is from The Ordinary, which I've talked about quite a bit before. It's one of my favorite skincare brands. It is so affordable, ingredients based. So it just pretty much does what it says on the tin. This one is hyaluronic acid, 2% plus B5, and it literally is just hyaluronic acid. No frills, nothing fancy here. And hyaluronic acid is one of my favorite staple skincare ingredients. I love to use it. It's just so hydrating. Don't be put off by the word acid. It's not your kind of AHA, BHA type acid. It's not stripping, it's not exfoliating. It just injects pure moisture into your skin. Your skin is made up of hyaluronic acid, so it just helps to keep it hydrated and also locks in moisture from other products too. It's one of my favorite things. So to find it in such an affordable and just easy to use little package like this is really great. And then let's talk about this one next. I am probably well known on here for my love of freckles. I wish that the very few small freckles that I do get around my nose, mostly in summer, were ones that were more visible. Unfortunately, they're not, so I have to resort to faking my freckles. I think it's one of those cases where some people with a ton of freckles that are absolutely gorgeous just wish they didn't have them, and the people that don't have any kind of want to have a few freckles for themselves. Either way, we're all beautiful, but why not try something new out? So I've talked a little bit about the Freckle tint, which is kind of one of the only things available on the market that really does work and gives like a faux freckle very believably. But this I discovered this month, and it's from Lottie London. Very affordable brand. I just got this on ASOS. I think it was under £7. And it's basically exactly the same as Freck. It has the same applicator, the same sheer kind of orangey browny pigment that you just dot on like that and then blend out. And it does give a very gorgeous, very convincing faux freckle look. So this is what I've been using to do mine. If I get a little bit closer, maybe you can see I just kind of do it on my nose and underneath my eyes. I feel like it just goes a long way towards making your makeup look like your skin. So, you know, even if you have the fullest coverage foundation on, I think if you can see freckles, it sort of gives the illusion of, you know, not having anything on, and like that's just your skin. So that's what I really love it for. So I am very glad that I found a slightly more affordable option that also is a lot bigger. You get way more product in this one than you do the original Freck. That one is, I think, £18, and this one, like I said, is about $6.99. So you do the math. That is a good deal. I wanted to talk about a fragrance next that I have been wearing a lot this month. When it comes to fragrance, I have my favorites, but I do just pick and choose depending on the day. I will wear something completely different every day of the month if I feel that way, or I'll just stick to one. And I feel like this month I have really just been sticking to one, and it's this gorgeous thing from Jo Malone. Now this is in a beautiful navy blue and gold bottle, which kind of brings me to believe that it's a limited edition. Jo Malone bring out a lot of these limited perfumes or these collections. I feel like they do them 4 times a year, something like that. And normally with like a limited release, it's not always going to be comparable to a brand's like core collection or original fragrances. Jo Malone is the absolute exception to that rule. Everything they bring out is gorgeous. Sometimes I find myself way more drawn to the limited releases than the actual originals, which is kind of a problem when you want to repurchase them, but luckily I don't go through fragrance all that quickly. So this one is Rose and Magnolia, and it is just incredible. I love the scent of rose. It's something that always used to really turn my stomach and I never was into, but I feel like as I've grown up, it's something that I really, really like to smell. It's not sweet and sickly. There's a lot of very almost citrusy, sharp, cypher type rose scents, and this is definitely, I think, one of those. It's just very uplifting. It really kind of gets into your nose, and it is very like bright. When I wear this, Joe says it smells like Parma violets, which to me, I can kind of see where he's coming from, but it doesn't smell like that. It's just a beautiful, very grown up, kind of luxury smelling rose, and I've been loving wearing that. I feel like because we're coming towards spring and summer now, you can almost smell it in the air. I think the clocks are going back again. Is it forward or back? Spring back, fall forward. I think the clocks are going back again soon, so it feels like we're nearly there, and the days will not be so cold and miserable. So I think that's why I've been really wanting to pick this one up. Let's talk about some more random favourites now. This is probably one of the weirder things that I've ever mentioned in these videos, but it has become one of my favourite things. It's almost an essential right now. If you are working out a lot, if you're going to the gym, if you're just doing something occasionally and you get a lot of soreness and stiffness in your muscles, this is amazing. I have tried my best with foam rolling and all sorts of things like that, and it just never really works out for me. I find foam rolling is actually more of a workout than I want it to be. So this is kind of like the cheat and easy way to do that. It's just a little like rollable inside this holder, and it spins, and this you can just kind of use any way you want to massage your muscles. I feel like just in the way a foam roller does, it really gets deep in there. You can push harder or softer, and it's so good. This on my legs especially, I do get quite sore muscles in my legs if I'm doing like a spin class or if I'm running a lot, and they're really hard to stretch out. So kind of rolling this on your thighs is the best feeling ever. I have not had this for that long, but I feel like already I would be lost without it, which is definitely favourite status for sure. And this was $2.99, I think. I picked it up at the till in a sports shop on a whim. I kind of just threw it in at the last minute, and I'm so glad I did because it is just amazing. I could sit there and have someone massage my back with this all night because it feels so good. So let's talk about some things that I have been watching. This is always one of my favourite parts of other people's favourites videos. I like to have new Netflix recommendations. So I finally got round to watching Sex Education season 2, which is a bit of a mouthful. I love the first season. I watched it as soon as it came out, but I kind of waited a bit to watch the second one. I wanted to binge it in a day because that's what I did with the first, and I loved it. It's so good. It tackles so many important topics while at the same time being just really fun to watch. It's lighthearted at the same time as being quite deep, and also it's just so nice to look at. There's some really great visuals. I love the styling. It's very like American high school meets the Welsh countryside. A very random combination, but great. And the characters, I love all of the characters, some more than others, but they're all quite likable.
You should wash your hands, you dirty pig.
It's just a really great watch. It's one of those series that Netflix bring out that I just can't wait for them to make another. So that has been what I've been watching on Netflix. And then on YouTube, I have absolutely been devouring videos from With Wendy this month and Bestdressed. I feel like I am incredibly late to the game with both of these people, but Ashley in particular from Bestdressed is a huge YouTuber, and I'm sure quite a few of you have watched her videos before. No matter the topic she's covering, whether it's a sit-down video, a vlog, something completely different to that, the production value of every single one of her videos is so great. She went to film school, so it kind of makes sense, but you just really get sucked in. Everything has like a beginning, middle, and ending. They're so well thought out, and I just love watching her content. I think it's great. Her main kind of niche is style, so if you're looking for some great thrifted LA style outfits, although she has just moved to New York, but there's a ton of that sort of content on her channel. That is where to go. And then with Wendy, I love Wendy so very much. I was kind of introduced to her by watching the Sorry Girls, who are one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I love all that DIY goodness. But Wendy is the sweetest, kindest, nicest person, and basically her channel is all about designing and making clothes. So she kind of does a lot of sewing, a lot of thrift flips, which is not really something I think we have here in the UK, but it's kind of buying something from a thrift store, what we would call a charity shop, and turning it into something new. And although I have absolutely zero intention of ever sewing things myself or making my own coat out of a sleeping bag, for instance, I just love watching her videos. They're so therapeutic to me. Also, her production value is great. Again, they're just really well put together and just something really fun and entertaining to watch. So those two have been my favorite channels on YouTube this month. So here we are in a slightly different setup now. I thought instead of showing you my style favorites this month by holding them up and kind of going through each individual thing, I'd just show you everything paired together in an outfit, because a lot of my individual favorites also kind of make up into an outfit that I love too. So I'm just going to show you 3 outfits that are my favorites this month. Let me know if this is something that you want to see continue on into my favorites videos, if you prefer this, or if you rather me just show you the individual items. So let's start with this one. All of these, by the way, you probably will have seen somewhere on my Instagram throughout the previous month. This is a very I covet the outfit indeed. We're starting off with an all neutral look. What a surprise. So this one is actually something I wore a lot at the beginning of the month. I'm loving a trench right now. I think that can probably apply to every month of the year. I've just always got time for a trench, and this one in particular is from ASOS. It's so long. I think the key as well to finding a good trench is to get a long line style. They're just a lot more cool, a lot more chic. I always want my trench coats to be super long, so that is what we have here. It's a really perfect color as well. It's like the perfect neutral cream. It's got tortoiseshell buttons, it's got some nice detailing like this tie. It's just all very good things. So that's been one of my favorite pieces. I've just paired this with a Uniqlo top. It's kind of like a sweater. I've been really into anything like athleisure, sweater, anything made out of cotton, all that sort of thing. So I've been really enjoying pairing it with quite a few different outfits. So this sweater falls into that category. And these jeans are also actually a favorite too. These are from Monkey, and they're called the Tahiki jeans. I will leave them linked down below because they have quite a few different colours on offer as well. These ones obviously I went for in the ecru colour, which is gorgeous, but I also have the blue ones and I've been wearing those a ton. They're just like a really great style mum jean actually. They're high-waisted, but they sort of taper down a little bit at the leg. They're a little bit more ankle hugging at the bottom, and they're cropped too. So I find I really like wearing these with like high tops or boots, anything like that. These I have on at the moment with my black leather Converse, which are one of my favourites this month for sure. I've gotten so much wear out of these. I'm also so happy that I went for the leather because they basically still look brand new. So easy to clean. Can't really tell much of a difference from, you know, the regular canvas ones, but I think they just look a bit smarter and a bit cooler. So those have just been on my feet constantly this month. So next is basically any outfit involving this Topshop leather shirt jacket, or shacket if you will. I'm surprised at how much wear I have gotten out of this already. I absolutely love the style of it. I think I went oversized just to give it a bigger look. This to me looks like a very vintage leather shirt that I've just found somewhere, but the great thing about it is that it is not real leather, it is faux, and it's really affordable as well. This just instantly changes every outfit that I've put it with. It just makes it a bit more cool and casual, and I really love the vibe this leather look gives. So my favorite way to wear this has just been with a very basic, simple look, something like a white tee. This one again is from Topshop. It's just a little cropped white crew neck, and just a pair of jeans. These ones are from Weekday. They are the Row jeans in black. Really love the Weekday Row jeans. These are nice because they're slightly longer cut, and I find those work really well with boots tucked up underneath. My favorite shoes from the month. I have to talk about them. So these are from Arquette. If I roll my ankle up a little bit, you can see that they are really long. They've got kind of like an elasticated part to them here, so they're a little bit Chelsea boot style, but they are so big and chunky. Really quite like clunky, oversized boots, but super light and really easy to walk in. I love the look that these give to any outfit, and I think especially with something like this leather jacket, it's what I've been pairing them with most. These two, they just work together so well, and I just really enjoy wearing them. So those boots, definitely a favorite. So like I said, anything athleisure has been for me this month. This is the kind of outfit that I wear just around the house, but also I've been wearing it out a ton, and I love it. I think you can really easily dress this type of look up with a great coat, like a trench coat, or even just like a big wool winter coat, and then the right shoes. Just works. So yeah, I've been feeling very cozy and very comfy this month at home and away. So this is one of my favorite sets from Topshop. It inadvertently matches, but I don't think they're from the same range. So I mentioned these in my loungewear haul. If you're into this style and you like your loungewear in or out of the house, definitely go and watch that. But I have just a really easy like cotton grey sweatshirt. I made sure to get this oversized so it was nice and baggy. And then the joggers. The Topshop joggers are just the best thing to ever happen to loungewear in a really long time. They are great. They're like elasticated at the top and the bottom. Those to me are kind of like the most flattering way to go about a pair of joggers like this. And yeah, these two as a set for me work together really well. I've got them on with my favorite pair of trainers this month, which have been the New Balance 530s. These are such a comfortable pair of trainers. They have a slightly chunky look to them, but they're not over exaggerated, and I love the little silver and navy blue details on them. To me, these are the perfect pair of trainers to wear, not only with this type of look, but also anything, whether that's jeans, trousers as well, something a bit fancier, or just this kind of very casual laid back look. So I have been pulling them out a lot. A few other things that I think you can also do to make this outfit a bit more wearable is to kind of go for layering. So I have the same Topshop t-shirt here underneath, and then jewelry as well, so that kind of really dresses it up a bit and makes it look less like pajamas. I wanted to talk a bit about the jewelry that I am wearing today, because this has been my favorite combination throughout the month. I have these gold hoops, which are from, I found them on Net-a-Porter. I was looking for like quite a good quality pair of hoops that I could wear every single day and not worry about ruining them, and I found these from a brand called Kenneth Lane. They're really nice. They're kind of like a mid-price brand, so I can wear these every day and not worry about having anything tarnished, but they're not too kind of bank breaking. I really wanted something quite chunky and a hoop that was a little bit smaller, so they're not massive, but I think they make a difference when I'm wearing them because they are a bit thicker, so love those a lot. Also, the other earrings that I wear every single day are the same as usual. I have on this fossil star and Maria Tash hoop. And then for necklaces, this one I wear all the time. You probably know all about this one now. It's just a thin chain from Daisy London, but this is something slightly different. I really like the contrast of the two because this is a lot chunkier and thicker, and it's from Another Stories. It's got like a pendant here. I really like the way this opens and closes. It's kind of a T-bar, so you just slot that through the hole to take it on and off. This one I probably wouldn't wear like to bed or in the shower, things like that, just because it is more costume jewelry and I want to keep it looking this nice for as long as possible. So unlike the earrings and the little chain, this is something that I take off every day, but I still love it nonetheless. I think it looks really great as a whole set. The chunkiness of the earrings and the pendant I think go together really well. So those have been my jewelry favourites for sure of the month. So those are my favourite things from the month. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I'm going to really try and do these every single month, so they may be a little bit shorter with less talking about multiple things, but I kind of like that. I feel like it's just going to be a bit more of a realistic representation of what I've been up to that month. So thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what your favourite thing was this month, whether that's a beauty product, a piece of clothing, somebody you've watched on YouTube, or anything you can actually think of. Leave me a comment down below because I always love reading those. And yes, that is it for me today, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.